So Invictus is upon us and this year is being held in Area 18, and on our Discord server we were excited to be heading into the Bevic Convention Centre to see the displays and maybe rent a ship or two while we were there. The first hall of the expo featured RSI front and centre, with Origin and Consolidated Outland also putting up a show of their military ships as well. We'd already taken a look at the Polaris on display in another video, and it is quite an imposing sight in the main hall. But another new addition to the vehicle lineup this year is a variant of the Ursa rover with medical facilities on board, the Ursa Medivac. This is the first ground vehicle to feature a medical bed on board and arrives in game with some fairly controversial changes to medical bed respawning. We'll dive a little deeper into that later on, but for now we just wanted to go and take a look at the vehicle itself. I really like what they've done with the interior. I think it looks nice, it looks appropriate.
There's storage above the medical bed there. It's not working, but
a lot more.
Is it respawn there?
Maybe that's where we store the goo.
No, under the medical screen, there's like a couple of doors, and you can see like these slot things.
Yeah, like square slots.
Well, it says patient storage, so that's where you store the patient when you're 3D.
Well, point.
Put the remains.
So in this video we'll be taking a look at the changes to medical respawning, including the Ursa Medivac, along with FPS changes in 3.23. But before moving on, there was one more new ship to take a look at, this time in the Argo display, the Argo Tractor. This is not meant as sarcasm or a joke, this is a sincere question. What is this? What does it do? Why does it exist?
The base variant of the MPUV, because it's supposed to be modular. But Katie, this is the tractor beam one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the tractor beam one can carry like a 16 SCU cargo crate.
The Tractor then is a cargo-capable variant of the MPUV. I'll freely admit I know very little about the ship, but with its onboard tractor beams, it could prove useful in a lot of cargo situations. FPS combat has undergone a ton of changes in 3.23, and PvE combat in particular has been really improved in my experience so far. I was heading into a distribution centre on Microtech to clear out some hostile forces. Knowing the AI has been made deadlier and more active in this patch, I decided to land on a warehouse overlooking the active area. But I didn't spot anything from this vantage point, so I'd make my way down to the ground level using the gantry and ladders. I was about to be pleasantly surprised by the sound of the S-71. The mission was complete, and this time at least I'd only taken minor damage. But I had a problem. The ladder to return to the roof was not working correctly. I tried to climb up a few times, but I would end up falling back down again. So to get a ship, I would need to head all the way to the lobby of the distribution centre. Situations like this are why it pays to be familiar with the layout of these new structures. At the ASOP terminal, I would call one of my regular daily drivers, the Drake Herald. So I was on the move again to another distribution centre on Microtech to again clear out a hostile force, and on the way Cyrus would join me in voice as he prepped to jump into game to meet up with me. And at the Microtech Logistics Depot, under a nice sunlight, I could see this time the hostiles were occupying an area that looked like a chemical processing plant. I was ready to head out and face down the enemy, and I could see one of them immediately, allowing me to test one of the other changes to the S71, its boost in damage at long range. Yep, this thing's got stopping power at range as well.
Yeah, it only loses about 25% of its power, and that's pretty long range. Yeah, it reaches its minimum damage at 140 meters, but that's still 17.4 damage, which is pretty good.
I couldn't spot any more hostiles from across the street. I would need to commit to a very tense search of the area. Arm injuries can now cause drastic sway during aiming. Excuse me, I'm with them. The enemy AI has been made more consistent in their reactions. Even on low FPS servers, we are seeing far better enemy behaviour. There are still some duds here and there of course, but it is a huge improvement. With only a few enemy remaining though, they are highlighted by markers, and this does reduce the tension of the mission a little bit. One thing I will point out is that the mission marker itself can quite easily be confused with the markers denoting the enemy. Maybe more of a difference between the two would be nice. Shooting through the grates is possible. An enemy will bleed out over time as well. There was just one enemy left, but I did not have line of sight this time. With the mission now complete, I could discuss it with Cyrus. Doing it solo that is tense, like really tense. Fighting in new locations rather than the same bunker that we've been fighting in for years is a really refreshing change, and the distribution centres are a much richer environment for activity. The next mission would be back at the previous distribution centre, the place I just came from, god damn it. Traveling between distribution centers takes time, but as we'll see on this run, chaining missions together is possible. I had found both a contract to eliminate a hostile force and an entrenched bounty at the same site, but with the new highly reactive enemy, things could turn into an emergency at any moment.
A couple FPS changes I'm not terribly happy with, but overall they're great.
What are you not happy with?
Oh, like sniper glint.
Yes. Yeah.
The fact that lasers reduce spread, which is just stupid. Like, it doesn't make any damn sense.
Back on the ground again, awaiting Cyrus's arrival, I'd be heading in to clear out the enemy once again. Okay. Let's track the other one. Go down. So the second mission to take down a bounty would be inside the structure. Okay, so security here of purple, so I'm not shooting purple today. Now I have accidentally killed security in the past, so I wanted to carefully ID the targets before engaging. Some were potential enemy but were not firing at me, and so I would hold off for now. But when I spotted dust-up armor, I knew we were facing enemy here. But injuries would begin to mount. Got direct tier 2 arm.
Sounds like it might be time to visit the clinic.
Oh, it will be for sure, yeah.
Or just bring a Pisces Rescue in backspace.
Tier 1 arm. Okay.
Oh, now you're not even gonna be able to lift the gun.
An untreated tier 1 armor injury interferes with being able to handle a weapon. I could temporarily gain the ability back by using medical drugs to mask the symptoms. Okay, we're gonna use some drugs. There were still 7 enemy out there, but the only way to be back at 100% would be a medbed. The drugs could wear off again at any moment, so I decided it was time to head back to the lobby and call a ship again. Trying to do some sort of healing here. Now at the time that we were recording this, the Medivac had not been released yet, but the medbed changes were in, so the medical Pisces was capable of respawning players. My injuries were too much to be treated by a tier 3 bed, but I could respawn there to gain a clean bill of health. This is the aspect that is controversial at present, but would it even work in these circumstances in the hangar of a distribution centre? I was not convinced that it would. I've got a tier 1 arm, right? So
Yeah.
Why am I limping? Does that make sense to you?
No, not really. You're legs should be fine.
As a precaution, I was moving my gear to the local inventory. Again, in the hangar here, I was not convinced the respawn would work. But moments later, it would indeed return me to life. And oh my god, that worked. I literally just put the Pisces in the hangar at the distro center, right? Backspaced. It worked. I like the change. Like, do you think that's too much? Do you think that's too...
It feels a little cheesy.
I didn't think that would work. If I'm honest, I thought that when you died, it would probably store the ship. But, no, that worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's convenient because now I can just go straight back to the mission. But I can imagine there's going to be some uproar about it, for sure.
Oh, there's a lot of uproar about it.
Is there really? What, already?
Yeah, because basically everyone who wanted to do medical stuff feels like their entire game loop was just totally invalidated now.
So this is the controversy, and we will talk a little more on this later on. But for now, Cyrus and I would complete the mission.
Test if that invulnerability glitches back. That was horrible.
Chance Voss is no more. His reign of terror is over. Another great improvement this patch is that enemy now engage you from far greater distances, and we'd see that on our way back to the ships. I see some already. It's T-posing there.
Wait, what?
What? You see that?
Yeah.
Coming fire. They're firing from a long way. That's amazing. Like, look how far away they're firing from. It's a boss, I think.
Can't see that far because Alda 71 that had an optic is gone.
Oh yeah, you're gonna... Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of them down the end of the... Follow me, there's a path here we can take to closer range.
Target down.
Good work.
Got hit. Damn, it's great how they're engaging that far away.
Yes, right. This is a different game, right? With the AI that actually do engage from a distance like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this side path has nice cover. Like close different. Target down.
Good work. Okay, lots of fire coming off from this side over here. I'm flanking on the right.
Copy. On your 6. There's one high.
You take that deep down. That's the mission marker.
This dude's a boss. Like, he's taking so much damage.
Yeah, the mission marker, same color as the enemy markers. I've mistaken that marker for an enemy marker like 3 times now, because they're both like yellow diamond shapes, you know? We'd done some extensive testing of the AI vision in the past, and beyond 50 meters they were completely oblivious to you. Having an enemy that will engage you from hundreds of meters makes for a much more engaging experience. How good was that though, where like you're having these really long range firefights now, you know?
Yeah, it's so good.
They want the space fights to close range, right? To be like these like close range knife fights, but like the FPS fights, a lot of them are kind of better at longer ranges, right? That was good. All of these improvements is not to say that there are no problems. On the next mission, the experience would be ruined by a bug that we are all too familiar with, and something that surely deserves some attention to fix now that the game is coming together more. I've landed us a spot where we should have a cleared exit. We hear gunfire almost immediately.
Alright.
Okay, I'm crossing over.
Wait, was that you?
Wait, no.
I heard an arrowhead shot.
I don't have an arrowhead. There were indeed enemy snipers on the tower above us. Oh, God damn it. There's another one with it. There's them. Ooh. Are you taking shots from? I don't see him.
Tier 2 chest, but otherwise fine.
Ooh. Yeah, arrowhead shots coming down from above.
I thought they didn't snipe.
Cyrus had sustained injuries, and to take down the snipers, we'd need to climb the tower.
We can't sprint much. Contact.
Good work. They're marked now. Taking damage here, I'd pull out a med gun, but would be unable to swap back to my gun. Took damage from
I
something.
hear a charge. Like someone has a Devastator or something.
God damn it, change gun.
Target down. Alright.
Like I said, this is a problem that we are all too familiar with at this point. I'd be completely unable to swap weapons here. Yeah, okay. Heading down. The desync with the weapons is, they've got to fix that. Like, they've got to do something with it. When it ruins the game, right, it makes it essentially unplayable when you're stuck in that problem.
Yeah, it's one of the deadliest things to you.
And it's also like an embarrassment that is happening in this game, right?
Yeah.
Name another game where that happens.
Yeah, and like FPS gameplay is like one of the most solved types of game.
Right. I do think it is time that this problem was given some attention, because it happens quite regularly and has a major effect on both the experience of the game and I imagine the perception of the game as well. Fixing it would be a huge quality of life improvement for players.
Oh wow.
So finally the Ursa was released, and observing the controversy about the medical beds unfolding on Spectrum, I did have sympathy for the medical players. I will admit that respawning like this is a big convenience for combat players like us, and I don't actually have strong opinions for it either way myself, but I am very cognizant of people's tendency to dismiss concerns that do not affect them directly. It's very easy to just dismiss something out of hand when it doesn't affect you, right? And that's why I don't want to just go, oh well, this is a good change because it means you can respawn anyway, because like you said, it makes some medical ships feel kind of pointless, and also possibly, we don't know yet, but possibly will result in fewer medical beacons for the people who are into that. Not being involved in that area of the game, I don't know how prevalent medical beacons are to begin with, so it, remains to be seen. We're not really involved in the medical gameplay, right? Like, it's not our thing. But I don't want to be dismissive of it, because I know for some people that is their thing, the respawning aspect. Yeah, I guess that is taking away the beacon experience from medical players. I can see that. There have been times, very rare times, that I will actually, make a beacon and wait for someone to show up, because it takes so long, right? Most of the time I will respawn and come back and get my gear. So, I don't know. I don't know.
I've done it a few times when I was bored, or I just wanted to see what would happen,
It is a complex issue and we'll just have to see which way CRG wants to take things in the long run. For now though, we'd be loading up the Nursa, as it's come to be known, into the Valkyrie.
Let me know when you're on 0. I'll just Is that an orange or is that a?
It's like a red. It's like a dark red. Yeah, it's a nice color.
Dark red, yeah.
So now we are ready to set off back to the DC missions with the added security of having a respawn point nearby. Grab Sherry.
Got it.
Good. This time we'd be landing on one of the actual landing pads at the lower level of the facility, and before heading in we'd be setting our regen point aboard the Nursa, of course.
Fly out to you. I'm on Tresla.
I could just make out the movement of a hostile almost perfectly hidden by the post here. As I said, there is the odd dud, but the next will be far more awake. That is way more responsive then.
Yeah, the server FPS increased 7 as well.
Okay. The dude was moving and everything. Vlad was only just arriving and would give us a surprise from the air. Oh damn!
Oh, might have incurred the wrath of the.
Oh, are you under attack?
I don't.
The tracers look so good when they're flying it now. They've got those like trails behind them, you know?
Yeah.
Over the kind of distances you have fights now, you really get to appreciate it. Okay, so I've got tier 2 injury, which means I guess being respawn, right? I'd head back to the Valkyrie to store some gear beforehand, again apprehensive about whether this would fully work. The spawn took a while, but eventually I did materialise back aboard the Nursa. Still nothing, still haven't respawned yet. Oh, there I go. Okay. That took a long time to respawn.
Yeah, do you know your body's like on the floor outside the Ursa?
Yeah.
You spawned for a split second, directly above it, and then got dragged to the bed.
Wow. Rather than walking, we take the Nursa for a drive as the next target was inside the facility again.
The entrance a couple of times. At least to the bottom part where there was a
And I'd stopped to pick up Vlad along the way.
suspicious huge.
I was able to get the Nursa all the way to the inventory room. This is the hostile area now. You might have to dismount here. At the moment, the guns are silent unfortunately, but I was at least able to advance a little more. But maybe I can squeeze in a little further, yeah.
Just depends on if they react, right?
I'm not getting any sound from the gun. The gun is completely silent right now.
Yeah, that's messed up.
But hey, we've got a respawn point literally in the mission area.
It's awesome.
We got 3 up top on the second level.
Watch out. Okay, I'm pushing over there.
Ooh, dark.
That one. Our film would gain a crime stat for killing a guard, and in a strange twist, the final bad guy looked like he was holding a civilian at gunpoint as a shield. What did you do? What did you do?
I saw some guys come up behind you and I shot one of them. It says,
The guy's in purple. That dude was like full on pointing a gun at the civilian's head, just holding him hostage. But now I also had a crime stat for some reason. But he wasn't committed. Oh, I've got a crime as well. Crime stat increased. Holy maybe I hit the civilian by mistake.
No, this guard was literally shooting at. I thought he was shooting at. He's actually shooting at me, I thought. He was shooting at.
Fortunately, the Nursa would allow for a fast getaway, and its driving handling is pretty good.
How's it feel on driving this, by the way? Does it feel a little bit better?
I don't know if there's a difference between this and the regular Ursa, but I mean, I don't feel any problems with it, you know.
Well, on the SCL, they said that they made some changes. Questions was like, when are you gonna fix how vehicles work because they suck? And they're like, you know, oh, we gotta do a whole bunch of work. So they made it kind of sound like this one has some changes on it. There.
It feels good. It feels good. Yeah.
Okay.
I go back to a station to pay off this crime stat. We'd face one final challenge, as we were now being shot at by the distribution center itself. Ooh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Using noise to break the lock and flares to avoid missiles worked just fine, but the initial volley had done some damage.
I guess it's actually yellow. Boy.
Cyrus's advice about using noise definitely helped a lot. I was off to New Babbage to pay off my fines and reflect on our experiences so far in 3.23. I would definitely be interested in hearing your views about the medical bed changes in the comments below. I know a lot of people have strong opinions one way or the other on this one, and it can't hurt to gain some insight from the wider community. Overall, I am really enjoying the FPS gameplay this patch, the new locations, missions, and improved AI. There is a lot to be excited for. There are some negatives too, like the introduction of extremely unrealistic mechanics, such as the now infamous sniper glint, but we'll need more time to see how much of an impact that is having on the game. I am very pleased to announce the winner of our Star Citizen giveaway, complete with the Freelancer Miss and the Mirai Pulse. With the comment that you see on screen right now, Tiako Tarnan was our winner. Congratulations to you, Tiako. I hope you enjoy that prize. For everyone else though, fret not, because we have another Star Citizen game package to give away, courtesy of CIG, this time including the Ursa Medivac and the Argo Tractor. Once again, for your chance to win, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, then leave a comment below and we'll pick a winner in the next couple of days. Again, good luck to everyone here, and a huge thank you to CIG. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching, and all of our very generous patrons that you can see on screen right now. These very generous people are what keep the channel going with their support, and I am just very grateful to all of you for choosing to support the channel. Thank you. And in this video, I would especially like to thank Korjak and Lord of the Drip, who both recently became backers of the channel. Thank you so much for the support, guys. That is a huge help. We'll be back with more from Star Citizen very soon.